Hey lounger, welcome to another episode of Lounging with Lisa. Hey loungers, take a breath with me for a second. Wherever you are right now, driving, laying down, cleaning, or just sitting quietly, I want you to do something for me. I want you to unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders, inhale, and exhale. I want to welcome you to the lounge where beauty, business, and balance blend. I'm your host, Lisa, and this is your soft space tonight. This podcast is not about rushing, fixing, or even forcing anything. It's about slowing down, reflecting, and becoming the woman you're meant to be, without survival mode running the show. And today's episode is a big one. Because guess what? Today, we're talking about survival mode and what it really looks like to step out of it and into a soft life. I want to start by saying this clearly. Because survival mode does not mean you're broken. Survival mode means you learn how to adapt. You did what you had to do. You figured it out with what you had. But the problem is, a lot of us, we stay longer than we're meant to stay. And we know that. We know there's plenty of times that we should have left. We should have stepped out. Whether it was leaving that relationship we shouldn't have been in any longer than we were in it. Whether it meant adapting to a situation that we were there and should have got out of. Or even if it just meant jumping off of the ledge and jumping into that job or that career that we should have tried a long time ago. But if you're listening to this and thinking, Lisa, girl, I don't even know how to relax. Or you're saying to yourself, I don't remember the last time I felt safe slowing down. Then guess what? This episode is for you. Let's talk about what survival mode really looks like. Because survival mode isn't loud. Sometimes it looks like being high functioning. Looks like you got it all together, doing what you got to do. It looks like always being responsible. It looks like always holding it together and always being the strong one. It also looks like never asking for help. Feeling guilty for resting. Or just always thinking about what you got to do next. Even feeling uncomfortable when things are calm. And we know how that can be. Survival mode trains you to believe that peace is temporary. So with that, you always stay ready for chaos. That's not it. And life should not be chaotic. Lounger, let me talk to you for a minute. One of the hardest things to admit is that sometimes we don't leave things because they're bad, but we stay because they're familiar. Staying too long does not always look dramatic. It doesn't always come with screaming chaos or obvious pain. Sometimes staying too long looks quiet. It looks like tolerating. It looks like convincing yourself that this is just how life is. You know what staying too long looks like? It looks like shrinking parts of yourself just to keep the peace. It looks like explaining your needs over and over and hoping this time they'll be understood. It looks like feeling exhausted after interactions that are supposed to feel loving and fulfilling. It looks like staying in conversations that drain you, staying in roles that don't see you, staying in situations where your growth feels inconvenient to others. It looks like choosing familiarity over fulfillment. Staying too long feels heavy in your body. It feels like tight shoulders, clenched jaws, and a low level anxiety that you just cannot explain. It feels like waking up tired, even after sleeping. It feels like losing excitement for things you used to love. It feels like you're living on autopilot, showing up physically, but checking out emotionally. And the hardest part, you start to believe this version of you is all that can exist. And it's not, sis. You know, toxic relationships, they keep us stuck. Toxic relationships don't always look abusive on the outside. Sometimes they just look like inconsistency, emotional unavailability, conditional love, support that disappears when you need it most. They keep you in survival mode because you're always adjusting, always waiting, always bracing. You become so focused on maintaining a connection that you abandon your own needs. And you slowly start to mistake anxiety for love and familiarity for safety. One of the realest things that I heard in a song from Brent Fires was, "You didn't fall in love with me. You fell in love with a man that you thought I could be." Take that in. Gotta start to put you first. But love should never, ever cost you your peace. It's not love. It's attachment. Okay, so I'm going to make a tropical smoky pineapple sunrise. It says, imagine the sweetness of tropical pineapple meeting the smoky heat of Chipotle in a cocktail, blah, 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 whatever, right? Okay, so let's hit craft. All right, I'm gonna get some ice in my drink, place glass. I'll place my glass. Now it says tequila. So I'm going to pour the tequila until this turns green. Alright. So now it's green. So now it's telling me to do the pineapple juice. So now it's green. So now it's telling me to do the agave. Alright, let's do the agave. It's a lot of agave. Not like it. Alright, so now it's turned green. And now it's telling me to add the lime juice. So now I'm going to add the lime juice. Nothing is open, so. Now turn green. And boom. It says pouring complete. Garnish with chipotle powdered pineapple wedge. So I'm going to take my pineapple wedge and I'm going to put some chipotle on it and garnish. And lounger, let's get this clear, because staying too long doesn't just happen in relationships. It happens in careers and businesses too. Staying too long at a job that drains you, it looks like you dreading your every Monday, rushing Friday, feeling unseen or undervalued, doing work that pays the bills, but it is starving your soul. And even in business, staying too long in a version of success that no longer fits you can be just as exhausting. Now, hey, you can be profitable and still be unhappy. You can be successful and still be misaligned. A soul-satisfying career doesn't just pay you, it supports you. It feels like being able to breathe while you work, feeling proud of how you earn your money, knowing your work reflects who you are becoming. It doesn't mean it's always easy. It means it's alive. It feels expansive instead of restrictive, energizing instead of depleting. So let's talk about releasing some of these things. Because releasing doesn't always mean leaving immediately. Sometimes it just needs to start internally. It just starts by telling yourself the truth. By asking, does this still support who you are becoming? Does this feel safe, or is it just familiar? It looks like giving yourself permission to outgrow things, to change your mind, and to definitely want more. Release happens when you stop forcing yourself to fit into spaces that no longer honor you. You're not wrong for staying as long as you did, because sometimes you stayed because you cared. Or maybe you stayed because you had hope. You stayed because you were doing the best you could with what you knew. But guess what, sis? You don't have to stay forever. I'm going to say it again. You don't have to stay forever. Let your life get to feel lighter than what you survived. Your relationships should feel safe. Your work gets to feel meaningful. And guess what? Choosing that is not selfish. It's self-respect.
Generic skincare, not here. At Universe Spa, every facial peel and serum is custom built for you. Your skin type, your lifestyle, your goals. Science meets soul. Results meet relaxation. This isn't skincare, it's skintelligence. Welcome to your universe.
Loungers, softness is not a weakness. Softness is what happens after you learn how to survive. Let me talk to you for a moment, lounger. If you've been the strong one for everyone? If you've been holding things together behind the scenes and you've been running yourself on empty but still showing up, I see you. And I see you because I've been you. And I want you to know something. You don't have to earn your rest by burning yourself out. You can get your rest. Because you are allowed to want that soft life. You are allowed to want a life that feels softer than the one you have been surviving. Because guess what? Soft life, it helps you shift. It takes you from stepping out of survival mode to stepping in to the life you deserve. Girl, you are not weak. And you are not asking for too much when you said you've had enough. Wanting peace does not make you ungrateful. Wanting softness does not make you fragile. It makes you honest. And stepping out of survival mode doesn't just happen overnight. It starts with small, tiny changes. Make those shifts that are slow but intentional. It looks like saying no without ever over-explaining yourself. No is a complete sentence. Letting yourself enjoy quiet because you deserve it. Everything doesn't have to be loud. Things can be peaceful. Choose slower mornings. Create routines that calm you instead of draining you. It looks like asking yourself, whenever a situation is happening or anything is going on, think before you say yes. Ask yourself, does this protect my peace? And if you can say yes, it's protecting your peace, then do it. And if it looks like it's going to cause you chaos, if it's going to be trouble, and things are going to be loud, say no. It's okay. And nobody really talks about how hard it is to turn that off. For a long time, I didn't even realize I was in survival mode. I just thought that I was being an adult. I thought that, handling my situations and staying in relationships, and I even thought being tired all the time was normal. I thought carrying everything alone made me strong. I was able to carry the world on my back, and it made me feel like this, what I was supposed to do. But the truth is, I wasn't living. I was bracing. Carrying the world on my back was hard. And it made me always prepare for the next problem, the next disappointment, the next thing to fix. Even when things were good, I didn't know how to enjoy them, at least not fully enjoy them, because I was waiting for what was going to happen next. That's when I realized I let survival mode become my personality. Let me tell you something. This soft life is not about avoiding responsibility. This soft life is not about being lazy. This soft life is truly about safety. Safety of your heart, safety of your strength, and safety of your time. It's about teaching your nervous system that it doesn't have to always be on edge. It's about choosing peace when you can. Choosing how to ease things when you deserve it. And believing that rest is not a reward. It's a requirement moving forward. This podcast exists because I want a space where we could talk about things honestly. Not from a place of perfection, but from a place of becoming. In the lounge, we don't rush healing. We don't shame ourselves for where we've been. But we have to acknowledge the survival that we've been through, and then we gently choose something better because we deserve it. Peace does not make you ungrateful. And wanting softness does not make you fragile. It makes you honest. Honest about what you want in life. Honest about knowing how you want to get there. Honest about knowing, hey, I don't choose chaos anymore. And if this episode spoke to you, I want you to come back. Because here, you don't have to be strong. You just have to show up. The soft life is not about being lazy. It's not about avoiding responsibility. The soft life is about safety. It's about teaching your nervous system that it doesn't always have to be on edge. It's about choosing when you can ease into peace when you deserve it. And believing that rest is not a reward, it's a requirement. Soft is not a weakness. Softness is what happens after you survive. Thank you for lounging with me today. I'm Lisa, your Soft Life sister and your accountability partner. New episodes drop every Tuesday at 10 a.m. and new YouTube's episode drop Wednesday at 11 a.m. Until next time, loungers, choose softness when you can. And guess what? I'll see you in the lounge. Remember, stay gorgeous, stay growing, and stay glowing. Until next time.